Baby, I don't even know how to begin telling you this, because I know once the words leave my lips, everything between us will shift. You've been asking questions lately, trying to piece together the parts of my past that I've kept hidden, and I've felt your eyes searching for the truth in my silence. I've been wrestling with the weight of what I'm about to tell you, not because I want to keep it from you, but because I've been afraid of what it might do to the way you look at me. The truth is, the woman I married is the same woman you've been asking me about. She's been in my life for many years, long before you and I even knew each other existed. And no, baby, it's not as simple as you might think. It's not a fairy tale. It's not a perfect love story. It's complicated, painfully complicated. I know your heart just sank reading that, and I can almost feel your breath catching in your chest. I can see the questions flashing through your mind. Was she my great love? Do I still love her? Was I lying to you all this time? And I want to tell you right now, no. No, baby. You are not living in her shadow. You are not second place in my heart. But before I can explain that, I need to tell you everything. The whole messy, raw, unfiltered truth. Because you deserve that. You deserve more than my half answers and my carefully chosen words. You deserve the truth that I've been too much of a coward to say out loud. When I married her, it wasn't because I was in love in the way I'm in love with you. It wasn't fireworks and deep soul connection. It was convenience, timing, family pressure, all of those things that don't make a relationship real, but somehow bind two people together anyway. We had history, yes, but it was built on something fragile, something that never felt like home. I told myself it was the right thing to do, that I could grow into it, that maybe love would come later. But baby, love like the one I feel for you doesn't come later. It's either there from the start, or it's not. And with her, it was never there in the way it should have been. For years, I played my role. I smiled in pictures. I attended family gatherings. I kept up the image of a happy husband, but inside, I was empty. I was living next to someone, but feeling more alone than I had ever felt in my life. I was drowning in routine, in the quiet suffocation of a relationship that didn't feed my soul. And then, you came into my life, and everything changed. I didn't even see it coming. I didn't go looking for you. But the first time we talked, the first time I saw the way you looked at me, like you actually saw me, not just the mask I wore, I knew something inside me had shifted. You woke something in me that I thought was long dead. You made me laugh in a way I hadn't laughed in years. You made me feel safe enough to tell the truth, even if I didn't always follow through with that bravery. And that's why this confession matters so much, because you deserve to know that my heart was never hers to keep. It was just waiting for you. Baby, I know you're probably wondering why I didn't tell you sooner. Why I let you find out through hints and whispers instead of my own voice. The truth, I was scared. Scared you'd think I'm the kind of man who plays with people's hearts. Scared you'd think you were just a distraction from my marriage. But the reality is, my marriage was already over in every way that matters, long before you. What we have is real. It's the only thing that's felt real in a long time. I'm telling you this now because I can't move forward with you while hiding pieces of my past. I want you to see all of me, The good, the bad, and the messy. I want you to know that yes, she's been in my life for many years, but she's not the one who owns my soul. You are. You always will be. And if it takes the rest of my life to prove that to you, I will. Baby, when I tell you she's been in my life for many years, I don't just mean in the physical sense. I mean in the way that someone's shadow can linger long after the light between you has gone out. For so long I was moving through life with this weight tied to my ankle, a weight I didn't even fully realize was there until you showed me what freedom felt like. You made me realize that my normal wasn't normal at all. It was survival, and when you've been surviving for so long, love like yours feels almost too much to believe. What? Oh. I used to think that the hardest thing in life was letting go of someone you've loved for years. But I've learned that the hardest thing is letting go of someone you've simply grown used to. Because comfort, even when it's built on emptiness, can trick you into believing it's safety. And that's exactly what happened to me. I convinced myself that because she and I had a shared history, because we had years behind us, that we could somehow make it work. But baby, you can't build a future just because the past is long. You need love, trust, connection. And those things were never truly there. And then, you with your smile that could unhinge the strongest walls. You with your words that cut straight through my defenses. You didn't just walk into my life. You walked straight into my soul, like you'd always belonged there. And that's when I realized the love I'd been pretending to have all these years was nothing compared to the love that burned between you and me in just moments. I couldn't ignore it. I couldn't pretend it wasn't there. I couldn't keep living a lie when my truth was staring me right in the eyes. But baby, I need you to understand, telling you this isn't about creating drama or trying to make you feel like you've won something over her. You were never in competition with her. She had my past, yes, but you have my forever. She might have known my habits, my routines, my surface level self, but you know my fears, you know my dreams. You've touched the parts of me I never let anyone near. Do you know how many nights I've sat awake next to her, my mind full of you? How many times I've been in a room with her, hearing her voice, but all I could think about was the way yours makes me feel safe. I've smiled at the right times, nodded when I was supposed to, but my heart wasn't there. My heart was with you, always with you. And the truth is, it's been with you from the moment we met, even when I didn't understand what was happening to me. She knows you exist now. She's heard enough to know your name, your presence, your impact. And baby, she's not happy about it. She's asked me questions I've dodged because I didn't want to pull you into the storm before I was ready to fight it head on. But storms don't wait for your permission. They come whether you're ready or not. And this one, it's here. I know you might be scared that I'm still tied to her in ways that matter. And maybe on paper I am, but in every way that counts, I'm yours. My loyalty, my devotion, my desire to build something real. That's all for you. I don't want a life where I keep explaining myself to someone I'm not in love with. I want a life where every morning I wake up next to the person who makes my heart race for the right reasons. I want to be yours in every way that's possible. The day I finally told myself the truth, that I couldn't go on like this, was the day I pictured losing you. The thought of you walking away because I wasn't brave enough to come clean broke something in me. I couldn't bear the idea of you thinking you were just a chapter in my life, when really, you're the whole damn story. Baby, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I've stayed in things too long. I've kept quiet when I should have spoken. But if there's one thing I will never do again, it's let fear stop me from fighting for you. You've given me something no one else has. A love that feels like coming home, even when the world outside is chaos. And for that, I will spend the rest of my life proving to you that choosing me was worth it. And yes, I know people will talk. They already do. They'll whisper about timelines and loyalty, about what's right and what's wrong. But those people don't know us. They don't know the way you calm my storms, the way I breathe easier when you're near, the way your voice can pull me back from the edge. They don't understand that some connections are written long before we're born. And baby, ours was all. I feel it in my bones, in my soul, in the way I can't go a single day without thinking of you. So now you know. She's been in my life for many years, but she was never my forever. You are, and I'm ready to do whatever it takes to make sure you never doubt that again. If it means facing the fallout, if it means starting over completely, if it means burning every bridge that keeps me from you, then so be it. Because no history, no shared past, no empty promises are worth losing the one person who feels like the rest of my life. Baby, the truth is, I used to think love was about the years you put in, the shared memories, the holidays, the photos on the wall. I thought longevity meant stability. But the years I spent with her taught me something painful. Time doesn't automatically deepen love. Sometimes it just deepens the habit of staying. And staying out of habit is not the same as staying out of love. I didn't realize how numb I'd become until you came along and shook my soul awake. Your presence lit up parts of me I thought were dead. You didn't just take a seat in my life. You rearranged the whole room. I found myself smiling for no reason, thinking about you in moments where I should have been focused elsewhere. And every time I tried to fight it, every time I told myself it was just a phase, something inside me whispered, "This is different. This is the one." She was in my life for years, yes, but what no one sees is the cracks that formed a long time ago. We stopped talking about dreams. We stopped touching each other with meaning. We went from partners to roommates, from lovers to people who share a space, but not a heartbeat. And I kept telling myself it was fine, because I didn't know what more looked like, until you, when you touched me, not just physically, but with your words, your understanding, your laughter. I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Connection. Real connection. That feeling of being truly seen. Like someone had opened the curtains in a room. I'd been sitting in the dark for too long. You became the light I didn't know I was searching for. I need you to understand, baby. Being with you feels like breathing after holding my breath for years. And once you felt that kind of relief, you can't go back to suffocating. But the choice to break free isn't just about leaving her. It's about being ready to live for real. With you, I'm not just existing. I'm alive. And yes, she knows something has shifted. She feels it. My energy, my focus, the way I move. It's all different now because my heart belongs elsewhere. There have been questions. There have been nights of silence, of her watching me like she's trying to read my mind. But how do I tell someone who's been in my life for so long that they've been replaced in my heart? How do I explain that while I respect what we shared. It's not where my soul is anymore. I know what you might be thinking, that if I truly loved you, I would have walked away already. And baby, believe me, I've thought the same thing. But breaking years of entanglement isn't as simple as packing a bag. It's not just about leaving a house. It's about unlearning a life. I'm untangling myself from patterns, from expectations, from the version of me I had to be in that relationship. And I need you to know, every step I take away from her, I'm taking toward you. You've seen parts of me I've never shown anyone. You've heard the truth in my voice when I tell you I love you, even if the words come out in whispers. You've felt the way I hold you, like I'm afraid you'll disappear if I let go. That's not infatuation. That's not lust. That's home. You are my home. People can say what they want, that I'm selfish, that I'm reckless, that I'm making a mistake. But what they'll never understand is that when you find the person who makes you feel alive, you fight for them. You don't let them slip away because of what's comfortable or what's expected. Comfort doesn't set your soul on fire. You do. And baby, there's something I need to admit. Even before you knew the full story, even before I confessed everything, I was making choices with you in mind. I was imagining a future that had your name written all over it. I started noticing things. The way your laugh made me want to be funnier. The way your ambition made me want to try harder. The way your heart made me want to love deeper. You made me want to be a better man. Not for her, not for anyone else, but for you. I can't promise this will be easy. I can't promise there won't be moments where the past tries to claw its way back into my life. But I can promise you this. I will not give up on us. I will not let years of convenience outweigh a lifetime of love. Because that's what you are to me. A lifetime. So yes, she's been in my life for many years. But those years are chapters in a book I'm ready to close. You are my new story, my fresh page, my everything moving forward. And I want every word, every sentence, every ending and beginning to be with you. Baby, there's something you don't fully know, something I've carried quietly while trying to protect you from the mess of my past. Every time I tell you I love you, it's not just a sweet phrase. It's an anchor. It's me reminding myself why I'm still here, still pushing through the storms, still dismantling the life I built before you so I can finally live the one I'm meant to have with you. When I say she's been in my life for many years, people imagine it must mean she still holds a piece of me. They think history automatically equals ownership, as if the past can chain the heart forever. But the truth, she hasn't had my heart for a very long time. The moment you walked in, my heart started migrating toward you without asking my permission. I tried to ignore it. I told myself I was imagining things, but you can't fake the way the soul responds to its match. The hardest part hasn't been falling for you. That was effortless. The hardest part has been holding back how much I want to give you while untangling myself from everything that came before. There's guilt in there, sure. Guilt for not walking away sooner. Guilt for allowing the situation to linger longer than it should have. But there's also something else. A quiet determination that when I do step fully into your arms, I'm doing it clean. No strings, no secrets. No looking over my shoulder. Sometimes late at night, I'll lie awake thinking about the first time we locked eyes. I didn't realize it then, but that was the first crack in the wall I'd been hiding behind for years. Every conversation after that chipped away at my defenses. You asked questions no one else dared to. You saw through me in a way that felt terrifying and beautiful all at once. And baby, you made me feel alive again. That's not something I can ever walk away from. She senses it. She feels my absence even when I'm in the same room. She notices how my eyes don't light up for her the way they once might have. And lately, she's been asking more direct questions about my late nights, about my silences, about why I'm smiling at my phone. I've danced around the truth because telling her outright would shatter the fragile peace we still have. But peace built on lies isn't peace at all, it's just quiet. Before the explosion, I'm not afraid of that explosion anymore, baby. Because if the truth burns everything down, then good, let it. I'd rather have ashes with you than a castle without love. That's how deep this runs for me. That's how certain I am about you. Do you know what you've done to me? You've ruined me. In the best way possible. You've ruined me for lukewarm love. You've ruined me for complacency. For going through the motions. For pretending things are okay when they're not. I can't go back to that life. Not now. Not ever. There's a freedom in loving you that I've never known before. I can be myself. All of me. The flawed, messy, passionate parts. You don't just tolerate them. You embrace them. And that's how I know this isn't just infatuation. This is real. This is forever. I've imagined the day I finally close the door on that chapter for good. I see myself walking away, heart steady, not because I hate her, but because I love you more than I've ever loved anyone. And when I reach you, I won't be carrying bags from my past. I'll be carrying flowers, a promise, and the rest of my life to give you. You're not just someone I talk to when I'm lonely. You're not a distraction from what's wrong in my life. You're the answer I didn't know I'd been waiting for. And when I say you've changed me, I mean you've rewritten my definition of love entirely, baby. Every time I replay our conversations in my head, it's like I can hear the truth hiding between the lines. The way your voice softens when you talk about a future together. The hesitation when you ask me if I'm sure. The quiet ache when I take too long to reply. You might think I don't notice those things, but I do. And they tear at me because I know you're holding space for me while I'm still untangling myself from a life that doesn't deserve me anymore. I've spent so much of my life living in a version of love that was safe on the surface, but hollow underneath. A relationship that looked solid to outsiders, but was crumbling in the quiet moments when no one was watching. And if I'm honest, I was a part of that decay too. I stopped showing up emotionally long before I met you, but I stayed because it felt easier than tearing my whole life apart. Until you made staying impossible. You made pretending unbearable. Sometimes I think about how cruel it is that the person who wakes you up is not always the person you've been with for years. And yet, maybe it's not cruel at all. Maybe it's a gift from the universe. A way of showing you that love isn't supposed to be lukewarm. That connection isn't supposed to be half-hearted. When I met you, the universe didn't whisper. It screamed. It told me, here, this is what you've been missing. Don't let go. She knows, baby. She might not know the full details, but she knows my heart has shifted. I see it in the way she looks at me, like she's trying to hold on to someone who's already gone. There are moments when her voice gets sharp, when her questions get pointed, when she demands to know why I'm different. I never wanted to hurt her, but the truth is, staying for her would hurt both of us more. And yet, the hardest part isn't her. It's you. It's knowing that while I'm closing one chapter, I'm asking you to wait with your heart wide open, unsure of how long the transition will take. I think about that all the time. I think about how strong you've been, how patient, how understanding, and it makes me love you even more because you're not pushing me. You're standing by me. That's not weakness, baby. That's the kind of strength I didn't even know existed. There's a moment I replay in my mind. The night I almost told you everything. You were sitting across from me, smiling in that way you do when you're trying to hide how much you care. I could feel the words burning in my throat. I'm leaving her for you. But instead, I swallowed them. Not because they weren't true, but because I wanted to make sure that when I said them, it would be the last time I'd ever have to explain. When I tell you I'm yours, I want it to be final, irreversible. You've changed me in ways I'll spend the rest of my life thanking you for. You've reminded me that love is supposed to feel alive, not just alive in the beginning, but alive every single day. You've reminded me that passion isn't supposed to fade into routine, that laughter isn't supposed to be replaced by silence, that touch isn't supposed to feel like a habit. You've made me see that I don't want good enough. I want extraordinary, and that's you. When I finally walk into your life without any shadows following me, I'm not coming empty-handed. I'm bringing every dream I've had of you, every plan I've made in my head, every little thing I've noticed about you that I've never said out loud. I'm bringing the way I remember exactly how your eyes look when you're about to laugh, the way your hand feels when it's resting against mine, the way my name sounds different when it's coming from your lip. Baby, this isn't just about leaving someone. This is about choosing you, choosing us, and I've already made that choice in my heart. The rest is just catching up. Baby, sometimes I wonder if you realize just how much space you take up in my mind. You're not just in my thoughts when I'm awake. You're there in my dreams, in my plans, in the little daydreams that sneak up on me when I'm supposed to be focused on something else. It's like my whole being has been rewired to revolve around you. And no matter how hard I try to hide it, it spills out in ways I can't control. You've noticed it too, haven't you? The way my voice softens when I say your name. The way I can't look away from you for too long without feeling like I'm missing something important. The way I listen more intently when you speak, as if every word you say is something I'll need to remember for the rest of my life. That's because I do remember. Every smile, every touch, every moment you've given me, I carry them all like precious secrets that no one else gets to touch. But here's what you might not realize. Every time I've pulled back, every time I've hesitated, it hasn't been because I don't want you. It's been because I want you so much it terrifies me. I'm not afraid of loving you. I'm afraid of failing you. Afraid that if I rush into this without tying up every loose end, I'll bring chaos into something that's supposed to be sacred. The truth is, I've already crossed that invisible line in my heart where she no longer lives. Yes, she's still in my life on paper. Yes, there are still ties that need to be cut. But the part of me that matters most, my soul, my love, my loyalty, that's already yours. Every time I look at you, I feel it. Every time I hear your voice, I know it. Every time I imagine the future, you're the only one standing next to me. It's strange, isn't it? How someone can be in your life for years and still not be your home. And then one day you meet someone else, and within weeks, within days, they feel like they've been part of you forever. That's you for me, baby. You're the place I didn't know I was searching for. And now that I've found you, I'm not letting go. I thought a lot about what it will feel like to finally tell you. It's done. She's gone. It's just us now. I think about the way your eyes will light up, the way you'll finally believe me when I say there's nothing standing between us anymore. I think about holding you without guilt, without hesitation, without having to check the clock or my phone. I think about the peace that will settle over me when I can finally love you out loud. But until that day comes, I'm going to keep showing you in every way I can that you're the one, in the way I choose you in conversations, in the way I make time for you even when there's no time, in the way I protect you from the ugliness of this transition. You might not see all of it, but I promise you'll feel it. You've become my reason for everything, for working harder, for dreaming bigger, for believing that I still deserve happiness after everything I've been through. And that's why I won't let fear make me reckless. I won't jeopardize us by being impatient. I want our beginning to be pure, untainted by the mess I'm walking away from. And when it happens, when we're finally free, with everything that makes sense, but on with lots of paid combines, till better. And when else? And what's the only thing that makes sense? Baby, if there's one thing I need you to remember, it's this. I'm not choosing you because you're an escape. I'm choosing you because you're the destination. And soon, I'll be home. Baby, every time I sit here thinking about you, there's this ache in my chest that I can't quite explain. It's not just longing. It's not just desire. It's this deep, restless need to be where you are, to erase every single mile, every single wall that's keeping us apart. And the more I try to distract myself, the louder that pull becomes. It's like my soul knows where it belongs, and it won't let me rest until I get there. I've tried to imagine what life would be like if I never met you, and honestly, baby, it scares me. Because before you, I thought I knew what love was. I thought it was comfort, routine, stability. But you showed me something entirely different. You showed me love that breathes life into you, love that challenges you to grow, love that feels like the first breath of fresh air after years of suffocating. That's what you are to me. My first real breath in years. You have this way of breaking through my defenses without even trying. I could be determined to keep my guard up, to keep you at arm's length, and then you'll just smile a certain way, tilt your head when you're listening to me, and suddenly I'm telling you things I've never said out loud before. Do you realize how rare that is? Do you know how dangerous it feels to be that vulnerable with someone, and yet, with you, it's the safest thing in the world? And baby, I know I've said this before, but I need you to understand. My hesitation has never been about not wanting you. It's been about wanting you so much that I refuse to give you anything less than all of me. I can't offer you half a heart, half a life, half a commitment. That wouldn't be fair to you, and it wouldn't be fair to what we have. You deserve more than that. You deserve the version of me who is free, whole, and ready to build something real without looking over my shoulder. There have been nights where I've almost picked up the phone, almost told you, I'm on my way, I'm done here, I'm yours. But then I stop, because I know that when I do say those words, they have to be backed by action. I want the moment I come to you to be the moment we never have to say goodbye again. I wonder sometimes if you know how much I study you when you're not looking. I notice the little things. The way your lips press together when you're trying not to laugh. The way you tuck your hair behind your ear when you're nervous. The way your eyes soften when you're really listening to me. These are the details I live for. These are the details I replay when I can't sleep, when I need to feel close to you, even from far away. And baby, when I'm with her, it's not the same. It hasn't been for a long time. Conversations feel forced. Silences feel heavy, and even in moments that should feel intimate, there's a distance neither of us can bridge. We both know it. We've both felt it. But where she tries to ignore it, I can't anymore. Because I've seen what real connection feels like. I've felt it in every look, every word, every heartbeat between you and me. You are the reason I'm willing to face the storm that's coming. Every risk worth it. No matter how broken it's become, always comes with chaos. But the difference is, I know exactly what's waiting for me on the other side. And that makes every risk worth it. I've been holding on to a vision, one that plays in my head over and over. It's you and me in our own space. No one else's voices in the background. No one else's rules to follow. Just us building something from the ground up, waking up next to each other without the weight of secrets, laughing over breakfast, arguing about little things and making up 5 minutes later, living in a way that feels alive every single day, that feels alive, feels free. And I promise you, baby, that day is coming. Maybe not as quickly as either of us want, but it's closer than you think. And when it arrives, it won't be because I stumbled into it. It will be because I fought for it. Because I chose you. Over and over, even when it wasn't easy. So if there's one thing I need you to believe right now, it's this. I'm not just talking about a future with you. I'm building it piece by piece with every choice I make. And soon, the only thing left will be to step into it together. Baby, I don't think you understand just how much I've been holding back. Not from a lack of feeling, but from an overflow of it. There's so much I want to say, so much I want to do. But I've been pacing myself because the last thing I want to do is give you promises that can't be kept right now. Every time I look at you, I see the life we could have, and then I remember the walls still standing between us. You have no idea how many times I've rehearsed the moment I finally tell you everything. How many times I've imagined taking your hands, looking you straight in the eyes and saying, "It's done. I'm yours, all yours." I see the way your breath would catch, the way relief would flood your face, the way the tension would finally melt out of your shoulders, because you wouldn't have to wonder anymore. Hold on to that image like it's oxygen. But until that day, I live in this constant push and pull. My heart is already with you, yet my body is still stuck in a life that doesn't feel like mine anymore. And baby, I know how unfair that is to you. I know how heavy it can feel to love someone who's still untangling themselves from another chapter. You have every right to walk away, to say it's too much. But the fact that you haven't, the fact that you're still here, tells me everything I need to know about you, about us. It tells me you're not here for convenience. You're here because you believe in something deeper. You see beyond the mess. You see the man I am when I'm with you, not the man I've had to be in order to survive where I've been. And that, baby, is everything. You've given me the kind of patience and grace most people could never muster, and I swear to you, I will repay it tenfold. You know what really gets me? It's the little flashes of our future that come to me when I least expect it. I'll be driving or sitting in a meeting, or just walking down the street, and suddenly I'll see us, cooking dinner together, sitting on the couch with our legs tangled, you curled up against me as we watch something neither of us is paying attention to. I'll see us out with friends, your hand finding mine under the table. I'll see us on bad days too, you frustrated, me annoyed, but still, neither of us going to bed without reaching for the other. That's the kind of love I want with you. The real kind. The everyday kind. The kind that doesn't need grand gestures to survive, but still makes room for them, because we want to keep surprising each other. The kind where even in silence, we're understood. And baby, I need you to know that I'm not just sitting here waiting for the right moment to fall into my lap. I'm working for it. I'm making moves you can't see yet, clearing paths you don't even know are blocked. Every decision I make right now is with you in mind. It's all leading to the day when I can finally walk into your space and know that I don't have to leave. Sometimes I wonder if you realize just how much power you have over me. The way one look from you can calm me down or drive me wild. The way your absence leaves me restless and distracted. The way even your silence speaks to me, tells me things no one else could ever translate. You've become my language, baby, my compass, my reason. I don't know what I did to deserve you, but I do know I'm not going to waste the chance I've been given. Because this, us, it's not just some passing thing. It's not a fling. It's not an escape. It's the truest thing I've ever known. And I'd rather spend years fighting for it than a lifetime regretting I didn't. So when I finally come to you, when it's all out in the open, when nothing is holding us back, it won't just be the start of something new. It will be the moment every fight, every risk, every sacrifice becomes worth it, baby. Do you know what it feels like to carry someone in your heart every single second, even when the world doesn't know? It's like having this beautiful, fragile secret that you want to show everyone, but you also want to protect with everything you have. You live in this strange tension between wanting to scream it from the rooftops and wanting to hide it away where no one can touch it. That's what you are to me, my greatest joy, and my most guarded truth. There are moments, quiet ones, when I imagine telling you everything, no filters, no hesitation. I imagine sitting you down, taking your hands in mine, and just letting it all spill out. Every thought I've had, every dream, every fear. I imagine you looking at me, not with shock or judgment, but with that understanding you've always had. That way you make me feel like even my messiest truths are safe with you. And baby, that's something I've never had before. I keep thinking about how it's going to feel when there's nothing left to hide. No half stories, no carefully chosen words, just us, raw and real. That's the day I'm working toward. But until then, I'm living in this constant ache. An ache that comes from knowing where I belong, but not being there yet. From loving you with everything I have, but not being able to give you everything I am. Do you remember that night? When we didn't even say much, but it felt like we'd said everything. That's the thing about us. We don't need 1,000 words to understand each other. Sometimes it's in the way you glance at me, the way I reach for your hand without thinking, the way our laughter just clicks. It's rare, People spend their whole lives searching for something that effortless. I found it with you, and I'm not letting it go. I know I've been careful, maybe too careful. I know there have been moments when you've wondered if I'm all in. But baby, my caution isn't doubt, it's preparation. I'm making sure that when I choose you without anything left holding me back. I don't want to bring you into a half-finished story. I want you to walk into a chapter that's ours from the very first page. There's a part of me that worries, not about us, but about the noise that will come when people see what we have. You know how it is. People talk. People twist. They take something pure and turn it into a weapon. I've seen it happen too many times. But baby, I'm ready to take that on. Because the truth is, I'd rather be talked about for loving you than praised for pretending I don't. I've been thinking a lot lately about the word home. For most of my life, it's been about a place, 4 walls, a roof, somewhere to sleep. But since you, home isn't a place anymore. It's you. It's the way I feel when I'm next to you. The way the world feels softer when your hand is in mine. It's knowing that no matter where we are, if we're together, I'm where I'm meant to be. And I know we're not there yet. I know there's still distance, still unfinished conversations, still nights where you fall asleep wondering when I'll finally close that gap for good. But baby, I'm getting closer. Every day, I'm getting closer. And when I finally do, it won't just be a visit. It will be the last time I ever have to leave. The truth is, I can't imagine my life without you in it anymore. I don't even want to try. You've become a part of me in ways I didn't think were possible. And I'm not afraid of that. I welcome it. Because you've made me better. You've made me braver. You've made me want things I didn't even know I could have. So hold on just a little longer, baby. The day's coming when I'll look you in the eyes and say, I'm home. And you'll know without a shadow of a doubt that I mean it, that I fought for it, that I fought for you, baby. Sometimes I think about how different everything could have been if I'd just been honest from the start. If I'd looked you in the eye the very first time I felt something for you and told you, it's you. It's always been you. But I didn't. I held it back. I tried to be cautious, tried to keep the feelings small enough to manage. And the truth? They were never small. Not from the beginning. They've been growing every single day. And now they're too big to hide. You don't know how many nights I've stayed up replaying our moments in my head. The way you looked at me the first time we shared a real laugh. The way your voice softens when you're trying to calm me down without even realizing you're doing it. The way you say my name when you're frustrated, and how even then, it still sounds like music. Baby, every detail of you is carved into me like it's been there for years. I've had to watch you from a distance, sometimes closer than others, but always with this ache inside me. You think I'm strong because I don't break in front of you, but the truth is, I've been breaking silently for so long because every time I walk away, every time I hold my tongue, every time I keep my hands to myself when all I want is to pull you in, it chips a little more away at me. And yet, I do it. I do it because I don't want to give you anything halfway. I don't want to hand you a love that still has pieces scattered somewhere else. I want to come to you whole, with nothing to explain away and nothing to hide. That's the kind of love you deserve. That's the kind of love I want to give you. Sometimes I think you already know more than I say. You read between my words. You feel what I don't say out loud. You've always had this way of seeing past my defenses, of catching the truth in my eyes before I even realize it's showing. That scares me and comforts me all at once, because if you can see me that clearly and still choose to stay, then maybe there's hope for me yet. Do you know how many times I've almost said it, almost blurted out the words I've been carrying? There have been moments where they're right there, burning on the tip of my tongue, but something stops me. A fear, a timing issue. The weight of knowing that once I say it, there's no going back. And maybe that's what it's always been. Not fear of loving you, but fear of what it will change once it's out in the open. But baby, I'm tired of fear running the show. I'm tired of holding back when every part of me is aching to move forward. I'm tired of pretending I'm not already yours. I've noticed how much stronger you've become lately. There's this quiet power in you now, like you've been building yourself up for the moment when everything shifts. And maybe that's what I've been waiting for without realizing it, for us both to be ready. Not just one of us. I've played out the day I tell you everything 1,000 different ways. In some versions, it's calm. We're sitting somewhere quiet, and I just let the words spill into the space between us. In others, it's raw. Maybe there's tension, maybe even tears, but it ends with relief and the kind of kiss that erases all the waiting. And in every version, baby, you stay. That's the thing. You always stay. You don't walk away. You don't look at me like I've ruined something. You look at me like I've finally come home. That's what I'm chasing. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'll keep fighting through the noise, the distance, the silence. Because no matter how complicated it gets, no matter how long it takes, you're the one at the end of it all. And I'm not settling for anything less. So maybe we're not there yet. Maybe there's still a road to travel. But baby, I promise you this. When I finally step across that line, I'm not stepping back. Not ever, baby. I think deep down, I always knew we would end up here, standing at the edge of everything we've been afraid to say, with nowhere left to hide. There's a strange kind of peace in finally reaching this point. It's like holding your breath for years and finally letting it go. And that's what you are to me right now, the air I've been waiting to breathe. I don't want you to think for a second that this has been easy. It hasn't. Every moment we've had, every moment we haven't had, it's been a push and pull between what my heart wants and what my circumstances allow. But here, in this moment, I'm not thinking about obstacles. I'm not thinking about what people will say or how the world will react. I'm just thinking about you, about how you've been my constant, even when I couldn't say the words out loud, about how you've been patient in ways I didn't deserve, and how you've seen the real me when I was too scared to show him. I've kept so much in because I didn't want to risk losing you before I was ready to give you all of me. But baby, I'm ready now. And no, that doesn't mean every detail of life is perfect or that the world suddenly makes sense. It means that I would rather face all the mess and all the chaos with you than spend another day pretending I'm fine without you. I've realized something about love. It doesn't wait for perfect timing. It doesn't care about convenience. It just happens, and then it demands to be honored. And that's where I am. My love for you isn't something I can schedule or delay anymore. It's here. It's loud. It's real. And it's yours. When I think about what's next, I don't see a perfect fairy tale. I see reality. The kind with challenges and disagreements and moments where we have to work harder than we thought we could. But I also see the way we'll hold on to each other through it all. I see laughter in the kitchen. I see late night talks when the world feels too heavy. I see us building something that belongs only to us. I know this hasn't been the smoothest road. I know there were times when my silence felt like distance, and times when my hesitation looked like doubt. But it was never doubt, baby. It was always hope. Hope that when I came to you, I could stay. Hope that I wouldn't have to leave again. So here it is. Here's me, saying it without hesitation, without running away from the weight of it. You are the person I want. You are the person I choose. And I'm not looking back. Before I go, I want to tell you something from my heart. Making this video, opening myself up like this, it's not something I take lightly. I've poured my time, my energy, and every bit of honesty I have into sharing this part of me with you. If this message touched you, if you felt it in your heart, you can show your love by tapping that super thanks button below. It's never about the amount. It's about knowing that this connection between us matters enough for you to leave your mark on it. Because, baby, this isn't just my story. It's our story. And I want to keep telling it, chapter after chapter, until there's nothing left to hide.